The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf.
We've got the framework down there with our Bitcoin mining facilities, and this is just a normal extension with the people that we know down there, the relationships to build and start doing some high performance computing down there.
Welcome back inside our Proactive newsroom, and joining me now is Darcy Daubaras. He's the Chief Financial Officer for Hive Digital Technologies. And Darcy, it's great to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, Steve, and all of your followers.
Yeah, so big story out from the company today talking about increasing your cloud computing. This is in Paraguay, and I guess from what you've been doing on one side of it, this seems like it's just a natural progression.
Absolutely, Steve. You know, one of the big things in this kind of an ecosystem with us being a Bitcoin miner is you're securing the energy, securing the land, and you got to have the money and the partners to do these kind of things. So, you know, Paraguay's become a very attractive jurisdiction for us, and we've got the framework down there with our Bitcoin mining facilities, and this is just a normal extension with the people that we know down there, the relationships to build and start doing some high performance computing down there. We've got a partnership with one of the largest telecommunication providers in Paraguay, and it's just very symbiotic between Bitcoin mining, which is referred a lot of times as a tier one, to the tier three high performance computing data centers. And it all comes down to the energy side. It's green energy, as we've always been very proud to stick to since we started in 2017. And this is just a natural extension of it. And, you know, they've got the dark fiber, which is very important to do the high performance computing, and partnering with one of the, if not the top telecommunication provider in Paraguay is a huge step for us.
We've talked in the past about the demand in North America for this type of computing. What's the demand like where you're going to be setting up? Is it as rich as that as what you're finding in North America?
Yeah, what we're finding is there's not a lot of tier three facilities down in Latin America. So having that, building some kind of a data center and sort of a hub there in Latin America helps and provides some institutions like research facilities, education, right, to be closer to where that is. You know, the talk, you know, years ago and continues now is you want to use data centers that are in your own jurisdiction. You know, we talk about, you know, how Canada has, you know, we've got some data centers in Canada, and you want it to stay within Canada. You want their data to stay there. It's the same as as it is there in the US or for us down in Paraguay. You want that data retained and close to where you are. And, you know, there are some great institutions in Paraguay, and I think that there is a big demand there. And this could be a stepping off point for other expansion within Latin America. And if you need to choose between doing it, you know, outside of South America or doing it in Paraguay, you know, if I was down there, I would choose to do it in Paraguay versus having it in Canada or somewhere else.
Darcy, you mentioned earlier about the footprint that you already have in Paraguay, being one of the first ones to do this type of work there now. Does that give you a good advantage in trying to make sure the industry is set up in the way it should be set up?
I think so. You know, there's a lot of people that are coming in, making announcements saying that they're going into high performance computing, and a lot of them might be with hedge funds and others. They don't really know what they're doing. They don't understand what it takes to, you know, have the stability of a tier three facility. With us already being down there, we've got great relationships with the energy provider, great relationships with the politicians down there. And, you know, we've got a great team on the ground, and we know who to talk to. You know, we're not just coming in as a first time provider into Paraguay. We've already been there for a year. We've built up 300 megawatts, and it gives us that stability and the connections that you need to be able to say that you're part of the community, part of the ecosystem there in Paraguay. And it's great for us, you know, having already been there. So again, sticking to our green energy focus, because there's a huge amount of hydroelectric power that is available down in Paraguay. And this is just monetizing on it that helps us, but it also helps to be able to use up that stranded energy that the energy provider ANDE is getting out of the dams, so they can monetize it.
Yeah, and I guess because you've got that footprint, getting this set up is relatively quick as well. This is going to be something happening pretty fast.
Yeah, absolutely. And working with the most popular and the largest telecommunications provider there is a great way for us to get our feet wet when it comes to the high performance computing down there, and use some of their facilities to test out the market, see what the demand is, and then, sort of like what we're doing with our other facilities around the world, whether it's in Sweden or Canada, is using that footprint that we've got as a Bitcoin miner in those tier 1 facilities to convert them into tier 3 facilities when the time makes right, and when it makes economical sense. We're not going in, and Hive has never done it with a big bang where we go out and build a massive center without a demand.
Right.
So we're going in, making sure that we've got that, and it's a stable government down there, as we've seen, and we're just seeing a lot more institutional and engagement from those people that are needing these kind of uses, whether it's educational, whether it's hospitals or anybody that's using data. They prefer to have it local. So this is a great way for us to do it. It lowers the execution risk because we've already been there, and we've done it on the Bitcoin side, and we're really excited to be able to partner and look at the opportunities in Paraguay for high performance computing.
All right. Well, we'll wait to see it all rolls out. Darcy, thanks so much. Really good update. Really appreciate the time.
Thank you very much, Steve. Have a great day.
You as well. Darcy Daubaras. He's the Chief Financial Officer for Hive Digital Technologies.
The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf. It is for informational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice, an offer, or a solicitation to buy or sell any securities. Viewers should conduct their own research and consult a qualified financial advisor before making investment decisions. The views expressed are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect those of Proactive Group Holdings, trading as Proactive Investors, or its affiliates. No responsibility is accepted for any loss arising from reliance on the information presented.